Welcome to Singapore, I'm Luke Martin. Today we're going to be discovering how Singapore's food scene is influenced by different flavors, cultures, and more. From Cantonese dining to Malay-inspired and Sri Lankan dishes, we're going to be sampling duck in 3 different styles. But Singapore's exceptional talents don't end at its food scene. Its beverage scene is also exploding with new and exciting cocktail bars popping up across the island while still embracing its rich heritage. Today we're going to be exploring both. It's going to be a great episode, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. Let's go. So our first stop is called Kotua. It's a traditional Sri Lankan restaurant. We're going to try our first duck dish here. It's their Jaffna Red Curry, as well as some of their other Sri Lankan foods. Kotua is Sri Lankan chef Rishi's 3rd venture, with his first a Michelin starred restaurant called Cloud Street. We're going to be trying our first of 3 styles of duck today. The first one here at Kotua is their Jaffna Duck Curry, served with Kotuwa leaves, and then we've also ordered up their lamb shank in red curry topped with tons of shallots there. This is whole sambal, a very common condiment in Sri Lanka, shredded coconut, a little bit of chili and lime, and then their egg hopper, which is so classic Sri Lankan. Gotta dig right in for the duck first in Jaffna, northern Sri Lankan style curry, and these Kotuwa leaves are a very nutritious kind of super veg. That duck has been fried, but it's still tender and juicy on the inside, and then the curry has a light flavor and very subtle hints of coconut in there as well. It's a really, really good duck. Obviously this would go great with rice and should be eaten with rice. I just want to try it as is, natural first. This is the lamb shank in red curry. Wow. Also very, very tender lamb, and that's a stronger, heavier curry, red curry. Definitely a little bit of spice there. You get those onions on top with a little bit of crunch. That is amazing as well. Such a typical ingredient, the pole sambal, shredded coconut, a little spicy, and then the hopper, egg hopper. This is kind of thin pancake on the outside, got a nice crunch to it, and then the egg in the inside. I'm just gonna go in for my fingers. Oh yeah, runny yolk, the best. Actually a little bit of a sourness coming from that pole sambal, fresh coconut, kind of gritty texture, and then the creamy egg yolk, but then the crispy hopper edges goes so well. Beautiful flavors, very authentic, but definitely elevated, taken to another level using traditional Sri Lankan ingredients, but you can just taste that this is on the next level. It is so good. I love their pole sambal, but I gotta give it up for that duck. That Jaffna Duck Curry is so good. That was some amazing Sri Lankan food. I think it's time to have a drink though, so we're going to try Singapore's namesake cocktail at the Heritage Hotel that it was invented. This is the famous Raffles Hotel, dating back to 1887. This is a landmark here in Singapore, and besides having some of the top accommodation in the city, they also have the best Singapore Sling, because this is where it was invented. So let's go find out what goes into a famous Singapore Sling.
Late 1915, a Hainanese bartender named Yang Thong Boon invented the iconic drink Singapore Sling. He invented this drink for women to be able to drink in public places, because back then, British era, women are not encouraged to drink in public. This is a Singapore Sling machine. So each canister can make 3 sling. Open, cap. So this is where you put all the ingredients, and right after that, you can do a spin. The ingredients in the Singapore Sling, with just London dry gin, Dom Benedictine, cherry liqueur, dry curacao, grenadine, dash of bitters, lime juice, and pineapple juice.
Thank you so much. All right, we just got the history on the Singapore Sling and all of the ingredients, many ingredients in there, and this is widely considered like the national drink of Singapore. I feel like this is something you see on menus around the world. Oftentimes it's not the original recipe like here at Raffles, so I'm really excited to try out the place where it was invented. Let's give it a taste and see how it is. Oh yeah, yum. All kinds of flavors going on in there. A little sweet, a little sour, tiny hints of bitter. Can taste the pineapple juice and the lime juice for sure. I love the drink, I love the taste, and I love the history too. So on the bar and the tables here at the Long Bar, you'll find bags of peanuts. And besides being a delicious snack to have with your Singapore Sling, it also has a unique story behind it. So the area surrounding Raffles used to be plantations, and a lot of the plantation owners would come and enjoy their drinks here at the Long Bar. And being casual, they would actually throw the peanut shells on the ground, which feels kind of wrong here in Singapore because it's known for being like the cleanest place in the world, but it's actually encouraged to kind of litter your peanut shells on the ground here at the Long Bar. I swear I'm not making that up. They really do that here. So of course there's a range of different drinks available here at the Long Bar besides their famous Singapore Sling, and I just ordered up one that is exclusive to the Long Bar. This is their Sakura Sling, and it was created to commemorate 50 years of diplomatic relations between Japan and Singapore. It's a sake-based cocktail. Let's try it out. And it actually has a sakura flower floating in there. I can smell it. It's a little floral in the sake. Ooh, that's nice. Now on to our next spot. After that incredible duck earlier, I'm ready to try another version of it, this time Cantonese. I am so excited to be here. This is a 1 Michelin starred restaurant. It's the Summer Pavilion here at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. This is a Cantonese restaurant, and we are going to be dining on their orchid lunch menu. So Cantonese style, very light flavors with premium ingredients and an emphasis on the freshness of the ingredients. So this is a set menu. The first dish has arrived. Beautiful presentation. There is egg, and then egg with crab meat, and then a lotus flower on top. And just look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dishes it's served in. Oh, that looks beautiful. Let's try. Oh, wow. We're off to a good start. Subtle hint of the crab, and then you get a floral kick from that lotus flower on top. That's beautiful. So in this episode, we're having duck in many different ways. This is a Chinese, Cantonese restaurant, and we've got our first duck dish. We're gonna have a couple. And this is a fried shiso leaf with duck meat, and then a beautiful piece of duck skin on top. It's got a crunch with that deep fried shiso leaf, and then that beautiful crispy duck skin as well. So we've got a classic spread of dim sum delights, starting off with this baked abalone puff with mushrooms, and then this one in the middle is a poached prawn, chicken and veggies dumpling with some black vinegar and chili, and then over here is a steamed prawn chicken with some dried scallops dumpling. I think I'm going to start with this one first. Very simple, yet at the same time complex. You get hints of all of the different ingredients in there. The chicken, I can taste the dried scallop. You get the prawn. It's still juicy, but it's not like a soup dumpling. Okay, let's try the poached dumpling next with black vinegar, chili. Wow. I love black vinegar, probably one of my favorite ingredients in the entire world. Oh, that is so delicious, and hints of spice as well. Last, the abalone puff baked with mushrooms. Really premium ingredient there, the abalone, which really elevates this dim sum experience. And that puff pastry on the outside has a subtle sweetness to it as well. It crumbles in your mouth. That's amazing. Wow. Thank you so much. Woo, that smells amazing. So this is the second style preparation of duck in today's episode. That's what I love about Singapore. One place, but so many tastes. So here at Summer Pavilion, the preparation of duck is going to be Chinese Cantonese, very elevated, beautifully presented once again. And this is marinated and smoked duck. It's actually smoked with Chinese tea leaves. They use jasmine tea. I'm gonna go for a little dip of that sauce. Let's try that. Oh man, that looks beautiful. Super smoky, and it's a unique kind of smoky flavor because they're using the tea leaves. You get a crispy layer, and then a fatty layer, and then a lean, juicy layer of duck. Man, that is their signature dish for a reason. That is some incredible duck. Next up, we have a Cantonese double boiled soup with some really premium and unique ingredients. Let's give it a try. That sea whelk is actually super tender, and I think that this is my first time trying any of those ingredients, all of them new to me. Really unique textures and flavors going on in there. It's good. Another beautifully presented dish. This is steamed grouper, but not just steamed grouper. It's been steamed with these. These are tangerine peels that are 25 years old. And the crazy thing is, they still smell incredible. They're 25 years old. Can you believe that? So it's been steamed with 25-year-old tangerine peels. You can definitely taste the aroma of the tangerine. I feel like they might have put a little bit of zest on it too, to add even more. This dish is amazing, and just look at this. This has got to be the smallest tomato I've ever seen in my entire life. Chopstick skills level 1000. This is the dish that actually won Summer Pavilion. It's Michelin Star. It is a lobster dish. So there's a lobster stock, and then they actually steam the rice with that exact stock, and then of course it's topped with even more lobster, and even better, this is Canadian lobster. Wow, concentrated lobster flavor. Of course, being from the Atlantic coast of Canada, I've had lobster many times, but nothing quite like this. This is so elegant, really unique, and there's a little bit of crispy rice in there too, so it gives us some texture. Oh, and the lobster is so smooth and good. This has been an experience here at Summer Pavilion. Everything has been beautifully presented. It's truly a form of art. Now let's take you to see how Singaporean bartenders are doing the same thing, refining, innovating, and taking Singapore cocktail culture to another level. Singapore has some of the world's best bars, and you didn't hear it from me. World's 50 Best Bars has named numerous Singapore bars on its top 50 list. And this year in October, World's 50 Best Bars will be leaving Europe for the first time to announce its 2023 list here in Singapore. And I think that this is the bar that I'm looking for right here. Let's go. So I'm here at Sego House, a kind of hidden sort of speakeasy bar here on Sego Street, and they were actually ranked number 31 on the world's 50 best bars. Correction, Sego House has been moved up to number 10 on Asia's 50 best bars 2023. And they've got a really unique cocktail menu that's actually written out, handwritten on their windows. We're gonna order up some cocktails and try them out.
Alright, so right over here we basically have the Mark Zuckerberg. So it's going to be a taro milk wash bourbon. For the whole process of the drink, you're going to get a bit of that pineapple notes to it as well, and a bit of taro flavors right at the back of the drink. So the bubbles over here is actually a blend of Campari as well as pimento dram and pimento syrup. So it's going to give it a nice bitter flavor and a bit of spice, almost like a Chinese spice type of flavor to it.
So this is the Mark Zuckerberg, already really cool name. So it's got bourbon, taro milk, lime, pineapple, and the Campari pimento bubbles on the top. You can see it's really bubbly on the top there. Let's give it a try. It's got a really unique smell to it. Oh man. Those bubbles are not there for show only. They've actually got a ton of flavor going on in there. Like the bartender was saying, it's got kind of like a 5-spice thing going on with that bubble. Man, super cool, unique flavors, very innovative. All right, let's order another drink.
So over here we have the spirit and liqueur mix. So it's cacao and tequila. And then house-made mango cordial. Slightly spiced as well. Just a bit of lemon, give it a bit more acidity.
So the boys just made me up another one of their specialties here. This one's called the Coca Loca. Here it is. It is kind of a play on mango and chocolate, and then it's topped off with some sesame oil. You can see that froth on the top. I can smell it already. This looks so beautiful. Let's try it out. Wow. That is amazing. Heavy mango flavor, but then it's kind of like subtle hints of chocolate in there as well. And you kind of get like a toasted sesame smell to it at the end. Let's try one more time. Not too strong. Yeah, that's like a dessert. That's delicious. You can see how Sego House is using flavors of sesame oil and 5 spice in their cocktails. While Raffles is steeped in heritage, Sego House is kind of breaking away from these norms and making unique, innovative cocktails, drawing inspiration from the local flavors and local cuisine. And with so many Singapore bars being featured on the world's 50 best bars list, it's just a testament to how incredible the bar scene really is here. Next up, we are going to be trying another duck dish, as well as others at this Malay-inspired restaurant, the Malayan Council. Let's go. So sitting down now at the Malayan Council. It's a beautiful restaurant. I love the interior, and it's an Asian fusion restaurant. You can tell by their menu. There's some Western influence. There's some pasta dishes, all kinds of delicious looking things. And they're also very popular for their mocktails. So of course, halal, no alcohol in here. This is their Singapore Sling. So let's try this out. That looks awesome. Freshly made. Ooh, yum. A little bit sweet, a little bit sour. And with every order here, the Malayan Council, you also get a plate of their famous wings. It's like a honey glaze on the outside. So for our third duck dish of today's episode, we're having the signature dish here at the Malayan Council. It's the smoked duck Lemak Chili Padi, a beautiful pasta dish with smoked duck on top. You can see the Western influence coming in here, but over here we've got another dish, this massive beef ribs. Just look at the size of that. And then this is roti karai, a very traditional Malaysian dish. Grab a piece of duck, spin some of that pasta, that beautiful Lemak Chili Padi sauce. It's a really, really creamy sauce, completely coats the pasta, and you can taste the smoky duck, but man, that's got a hit of spice to it, which I love. That duck is beautifully tender and smoky. All right, let's try out these beef ribs. Just look at that. That is the biggest beef rib I think I've ever seen fall off the bone. And then try it with a piece of this roti karai. Look at the texture of that, really interesting. Right off the bat, I could taste some coconut milk in there, or coconut cream. Really coconutty. The roti karai really soaks up all that sauce that it's in too. That is insane. Huge rib. The portions here at the Malayan Council are huge. So just keep that in mind if you're coming. I think this is more than enough food for the two of us. Today's episode was a testament to just how diverse the food scene here in Singapore really is. With so many flavors and cultures blending together, you're bound to find something that you'll love here in Singapore, but it doesn't end at the food scene. The beverage scene is also exciting, with many new cocktail bars popping up like Sego House, and then classics like the Long Bar at Raffles. Don't forget, World's 50 Best Bars is announcing their 2023 list here in Singapore this October. Make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to Chopstick Travel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.